Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to TraderTV.live. For the first time in 3 sessions, we're seeing North American stock futures back in negative territory this morning. A little bit of a pullback here as investors take a little money off the table, a little bit of profit taking this morning with the S&P back in positive territory on the year for the first time since February as of yesterday. All markets, all 3 major U.S. indexes to the downside ever so slightly this morning. We're seeing all of those individual stocks that are set to benefit the most from economies reopening, gapping to the downside this morning, leading this pullback as well. All of the airlines are lower. We're seeing cruise lines to the downside, even some of the hotel names back to the downside as well. Past 3 sessions, we've had these companies that have declared bankruptcy: Hertz, Whiting Petroleum, Chesapeake Energy, just going absolutely crazy, exploding to the upside in a bit of a short squeeze. All of those to the downside this morning, all once again this morning doing significant volume as well. So we'll look at those coming up. Macy's shares higher this morning after preliminary results beat expectations. We have Stitch Fix to look at, and Tailored Brands, another one possibly being added to that bankruptcy list. It is Tuesday, June 9th, 2020. Trader TV Live starts now. Here's a look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see pretty positive right across the board. Australia leading the way there, 4.8% to the upside. India really the only one to the downside there, 1%. Let's go over to Europe and see how things are looking. Yeah, back to the downside here for the European markets, right across the board, 1+% moves lower outside of Switzerland there. Let's check out North America and see how futures are looking. Yeah, still red right across the board here. The TSX here in Toronto, 1%. All the U.S. markets are lower. You can see Brazil's open already, trading down about 2%. Crude oil there, 1.15% to the downside. Gold is higher. Going to be an interesting day. We have obviously coming off 3 straight sessions to the upside the past couple of days. First day, guys, that we're seeing a bit of a pullback here, finally. Although all of these little teeny tiny companies, most of which have declared bankruptcy, just going crazy again here in the pre-market.
I mean, Hertz is going crazy right now.
Hertz just broke $5 down to $4.50 like in the last few seconds here. Crazy move already. So you're absolutely right about that. And Whiting's popping right now back up to $3. It looks like it's going to be another one of those mornings where there's just a ton of volume, 11 million already on Hertz, guys. So across the board, it's going to be a wild one today.
Yeah, and I was waiting for 450 to break, and yeah, that might come sooner rather than later. I actually looked to see if there's any news on this, and I wasn't able to see anything. It just all of a sudden started getting ramped up right here off that $5 break. But I mean, it broke it a bunch of times, so I don't know. It breaks 490 and then just comes right to the downside. So we'll wait for some 450 action here on Hertz, guys. But yeah, it's going to be a good one. I have a few names written down. Macy's should be interesting as well, as Brendan mentioned.
Interestingly enough, we'll have a look at that. Some of the cruise lines doing significant volume in the pre-market as well. Lots to get to this morning. Let's get over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning and hello everyone. Welcome to the live trading show. Guys, subscribe to our daily free watch list at the link I'm sending on the chat. And please support us with thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. I'll see you later. Back to traders.
All right, let's get going here, guys. We have a number of names moving around in the pre-market. We'll get away from these bankrupt stocks for a second here and start with Macy's. They're out this morning trading higher. They reported a first quarter loss of $652 million on a per share basis of about $2.10 per share. That was actually significantly better, even though it was a loss, significantly better than what everyone was expecting. They also said the 450 stores they've reopened have performed much better so far than anticipated since the forced closure, obviously, because of the pandemic. So, Sean, you were talking about Macy's there. Here we go to the upside this morning.
Yeah, big move, and this was the delayed earnings. We talked about that I think it was a couple weeks ago where they were supposed to come out and they delayed their earnings. So here we go, Macy's today. Yeah, up another 6%. I mean, this stock has just been on fire. If we check out the daily chart here, it's kind of like, this is kind of like this is like a U-shaped recovery, I guess. As soon as you got over the $7, it was good to go. This is the 50-period moving average on the daily chart, so that was all the way down here at 574. You're seeing there's not much here. I mean, this kind of felt like a waterfall all the way down. You only have one positive day here, basically, in all of March. Macy's is in trouble. I still think they are. I'm looking for a $10 break here. This is the kind of area right here, guys, that I always try to focus on. If I can draw this little ellipse here. And we've had some problems here from 10 to 10:10 yesterday after the market closed and the report came out. So now you're going to see what happens if it does break back down below $10. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here. Obviously, it was a decent report and a big number. So I hate shorting stocks that are up. However, you see the Dow and the ES today is going to be down. So I like Macy's for a short. There's better shorts, and we'll get to those eventually. But I think I'd rather be a bear on this than a bull today.
Yeah, it's a tricky one because I'm sort of right in line with you. And you even take it back to the pre-market yesterday, and 10's a good level. But when you look at what's happening to Hertz, and I'm watching Whiting that just came off of $3 there, I took a quick little short in Hertz for just, like a couple of 5-cent scalps there. And if I'd gone to Whiting instead at $3, it would have been 20 cents. So there's going to be a lot of these names. I'm also watching a penny stock, SQBG, which looks like a pretty decent one as well. So, I like Macy's through 10. I'm with you, Sean. I just feel like the activity in Hertz and Whiting and Oxy might trump a lot of these other plays.
Well, Hertz here, guys. The first of, I guess we'll call it the buzz stocks over the past couple of sessions here. We had Chesapeake, Whiting Petroleum, and Hertz all just doing monster volume, 400 plus million shares on Hertz yesterday. I mean, we're back to the downside for the first time here, guys, obviously. Looking pretty weak in the pre-market. Just wanted to point out this 460, 455 area that was support in the afternoon, but we're down here 17%. 46, guys, 46.5% short interest now on Hertz. I
missed it. It just blew through.
Yeah, I got this one. I got 46s here, already getting some out in the 30s. I mean, this is just one of those. It just continues to run. It is what it is. We talked about that 450 break and being able to we just have to cross a little deeper than expected here, guys. So I'm going to be working out of this one, see if the next stop is 4. We did talk about that support level in the aftermarket, in the afternoon yesterday at 450. That was basically the break that we're looking at there, guys. So for one of those nice little scalp trades, next stop to the downside, I got 410. 4 even to 410 should be the next support if we can hold below 450 by the open.
Yeah, I just got 41s short there, so I paid and got those. So we're going to wait to see here what does happen. But yeah, look, 450 was a big level there. The reason why we're talking about it, yesterday it bounced here off 450 a couple times. It tried to break it here again and did and ripped up. So, I mean, yesterday's chart is just impressive to say the least on Hertz. So it just goes straight upside here. And you're going to see probably the same thing today. But the big difference here, I don't mean straight upside. I just mean some craziness today. The big thing here yesterday, there was 7 million to buy on imbalance, and I don't even see it here today. Oh, here it is, 500,000 to sell. So what a difference a day makes. Today, we have 500,000 shares to sell right here on Hertz. Yesterday, it was the number one dog up here at it was 5 million, then it was 6 million, then it was 7 million. So we're going to wait to see what does happen here. We're going to bid these out here for 10 pennies if we can get 31s right now. Like I said, we're short 41s. We'll wait to get those. And then, yeah, next stop, honestly, guys, like $3. So let's just wait to see what happens on the downside here of Hertz. But we should get a winner here. It should print 31s. And then we'll wait to see how much lower this thing can go. And there it is. So nice little win there to start off the day. I know Neil has it as well. Hopefully you do.
Are we doing Whiting next year, Brendan? That just gave up 50-cent move. So that just went 20% to the downside. Same time as that Hertz break, Whiting just sort of fell off a cliff here. So look, we talked about these shorts. Thankfully, we both got the Hertz one on, but Whiting looks like it's just as good so far this morning. Crazy action, man.
Yeah, lots of volume, guys. Sean was showing the imbalance locator there. We have a brand new educational video coming up in a few days on auctions, both the opening and closing auctions today. Stick around to the end of the show. At 12:01, we're going to have a premiere on news halts coming up today. So So will be an interesting one at 12:01 premiere coming up today. Let's get to Chesapeake Energy first, guys. Obviously, Chesapeake, Whiting, Petroleum, both one and the same, really. We mentioned yesterday the news on the energy group was essentially OPEC extending cuts through to the end of July. But I mean, I don't think this is really affecting either of these names. This stock has gone from $12 last Wednesday to a high of $84.75 yesterday on CHK. 35.7%, guys, on the short side for Chesapeake.
Yeah, because of course, right? I mean, apologies, we are working out of positions here in Hertz as well on that little short. I got it at 412. Not the last of my shares, but I still have a quarter of it on as it pounces back towards 450. On Chesapeake, to be honest with you, I wrote like two things down: 40 and 60. I don't think we'll see 60 again, but what the heck do I know with this stock? I do think there should be a little bit of resistance at 40. That was at least something of a bit of a level when we had reverse split. So honestly, we're still going to watch this one just to open up that range quite a bit. I'm not going to step in front of the train at any point on that level. If it makes any kind of a pop like it did yesterday, I'm going to wait for it to really roll over and start some actual selling, kind of like how Hertz came down into 450 and broke it after already breaking 5. You sort of wait for the bigger move. I'm not going to sit there and try to guess exactly where some of these things will stop out. Just let the selling come in and join it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got that, Rob. That worked out perfectly fine. Yeah, Chesapeake again. I mean, here goes Hertz back to the upside. So we just talked about that a little bit. CHK.NY. This is a reverse split. It's not really a $36 name. It's more like a 36-cent name. So we're going to wait to see what this wants to do. We're already down 47%. So I know Neil just talked about that. Yeah, I mean, 80, 90, 36, 35. Who knows? And this is goes to, we were just talking with the production team about, trades being YOLO type trades. And I mean, if you're in this one yesterday, hopefully you got out, because I don't know if it's going to be anywhere near $50, $60, $70 again. So I'm going to stay away from this kind of a crazy stock. I don't really have a read on it, and I have not been trading it. So I'm going to stay away from Chesapeake today, guys.
All right, guys, another one that more than doubled. We mentioned yesterday, Whiting Petroleum back to the downside today as well. We did have BlackRock out this morning saying they've cut their size or cut their position in Whiting by about 0.25%, so 25 to the downside there for BlackRock. The short interest on Whiting now at 35%, not quite as bad as Chesapeake we were just looking at, but yeah, 25% to the downside here. We just saw that big flush through 280.
No, absolutely. I mean, I did have some levels written down for Whiting. I mean, I was talking about 225 as a possible support bottom, but again, I'm not thinking about big time support levels at 9:12 in the morning usually. So that little flush did terminate. I didn't have a breakdown price. I am now looking at 275 to 3 on any kind of a pop as possible resistance on Whiting. And then I'm still going to sort of maintain 225 would be sort of an area to get out. If I got that little short pop off the open, I'd probably look to take some shares off in front of 225. I can't ignore the fact that it bounced at 240 instead. So maybe file that level away just in case we get a chance to short this little pop here. But this has only come back about 20 cents so far, whereas Hertz is making a move back to about 450 or so. So bigger bounce, relatively speaking, at least for now, in Hertz.
I told myself I wouldn't get too invested into too many pre-market trades, but of course now I'm into Hertz a couple of times. We're shorting the top here as well. We'll see. That probably get blown out like it did yesterday. Yeah, Whiting, I like this area right here, guys. This 260 area. So yesterday it was a little bit of bunched up action here. As you can see, 260. That's right where we just fell to and broke and then dropped to 240 or so. So this kind of an area is an interesting one for me. That's right where we're at right now. So we will wait to see what does happen once the market opens. Like Neil said, I mean, you can't, it's crazy to trade some of these things in the pre-market, because what are you going to do? You're going to go short through 3, which would have been fantastic if you had that. But then you do have the possibility that it comes back up here and tests 350 again. So just like right now,